Hey everyone. Yeah, I told you I'd be back to basically open up this baby. Now, you might recall here on my channel that I did a unboxing and package opening of the SNES Classic Edition, which I got at my job. And I have a lot of people here on YouTube and I think elsewhere asking, how did you get one? I've been trying to get one. And I just lucked out. So I just lucked out on that one. But this is basically the one that started it all. This is the one that, little bit of back history. When it first came out, this was getting bought up like you wouldn't believe. You couldn't go anywhere. It's like you couldn't go online anywhere. You couldn't go physically to any store anywhere and get one because they were gone. And most of the people that bought them was scalpers. That was the big issue with this. Most of the people that bought this originally, when it originally came out, were scalpers, because they wanted to buy something they knew people were going to want for nostalgic reasons and just to have a good time playing and all that, and all that. They knew that people were going to want one. So basically, like I said, the big news item when this came out was the scalpers were buying these up like you wouldn't believe and selling them at basically 2 times, 3 times the original price, maybe even 4 times. So I'm thankful, just like everybody else is, that when Nintendo said, "Hey, we're going to bring back the NES Classic, we're not going to relaunch it, but we're going to restock it. We're going to bring it back," and they added the fact that only you can get 1 or 2, and that's it. Only like 2 per customer, was a smart move, because they knew if they would have kept it the way they did originally, these would be gone no matter what. I was fortunate today to get one of the 4 that we had at my job, and we had like 3 or 4 more a couple days ago. So in addition, I think stores sporadically will release about possibly, or distribute possibly, to customers in the electronics area or gaming area. They will distribute possibly around an average of 20 consoles. And so when those consoles get sold, that they will probably restock, but they'll make sure that, hey, but basically by distributing that many, they make sure everybody gets one. And when I first, like anybody else, heard this was coming, originally I wanted to get it. But like I said, like everybody else, couldn't get my hands on it, because it was selling out like hotcakes during its original run. And due to that, that was due to the fact that people were buying it to scalp it. I would go on Amazon and people would be selling this for about maybe 2-3 times its original price. The price I got it for today, or yesterday, now it's 12:15 in the morning, Saturday morning. The price that I got for it yesterday at my job, including my discount, in addition to my discount, my associate discount, was $58. Without that, you add that $6 on to that 58, and you're looking at $64. Its average price, when I looked on the Walmart app, was $59. So I basically got this essentially for about $1 less than its original retail price because of my discount. I could have added on the product care plan, and I could still probably do that later. But I decided, you know what? I don't want to do that right now. I just want to get this home and finally have it. Now, people might say, well, don't you have an NES? I have an NES Toploader. And it's a Toploader that even Angry Video Game Nerd says you must have, because it allows you to play just about every game the NES that is offered to the NES, that the NES has to offer and is offered to the NES overall. Doesn't matter what region. But the thing is, with these classic editions that come out, you get all these different games that normally back in the day you'd have to pay what you have to pay now for a game. So I'm just happy to finally have this in a sense. So without further ado, let's take a look of what's on the inside. As you can see, the packaging, and it has 30 games. The other one, I think, has less than that. I have to look. I think it has like 20 something games, because of course it's a 16-bit classic edition. You can only imagine how many games is going to be put onto the possibly rumored N64 classic edition. It's going to be interesting to see what they do there, or how they put that together. But this has 30 games on it, so still a big deal according to a lot of people. In fact, it's got the game my sister likes back when we were kids, Ninja Gaiden. So without further ado, the lady that got it for me got the first one out of the thing, so I'm hoping it's in a good tack, because one of the things my mom would tell me is always get the one in the back, or the last one in the back, because you never know. So yeah, let's pull this out. It's empty, and of course you get the nice classic NES poster within there. That's pretty nice. Get the manual, and of course you get the poster, just like back in the old days. Look at that, really nice. Look at that. Can't say any more than that, huh? And of course it's got the classic edition startup instructions on the back of that. So and I like how it says on the back corner here, now you're playing with power since 1985, which was a huge turning point for a lot of people. And of course, this could be considered like a very early birthday gift to myself. My birthday, of course, is next month, in about 26 days. So, here's the box that's in. The styrofoam. There's the console itself right there, I think. So, let's lift this up. And first, we have, of course, it only comes with one controller, because that's, I think, the original came like, well, it didn't, the original NES came with two, I think. But here's the controller, and you can buy additional controllers if you want, and it is shaped like an NES. Look at that. Feels just like the NES. I love that. And of course, the way it's adapted is you can actually plug this into your Wii U or your Wii when you want to play it. So that's pretty cool. Of course, you got the USB adaptation right here. Look at the USB adapter right there. And then, of course, well, underneath you got the USB connections. But then, of course, you have the console. And then, like I said, underneath, we can get it out. You have the USB cord, just like with the SNES Classic, and you have the not the USB cord, but you have the HDMI cord, I should say, and of course you have the USB plug as well. So that's pretty cool. Put that aside, and then of course, lo and behold, here it is. There it is, the NES Classic. Look at that. Look at that compared to the original. In fact, if I could lift up my top loader is bigger than this. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, like one thing a lot of people like to joke about is you can't lift this up and put little small cartridges in there. That would have been a novelty idea. It's like, hey, you want to put little cards in there. That's pretty cool. Heck, with the Switch, that would have been a nice idea. Just lift this up, put the Switch games in there, It's been really cool to see. And of course you got the HDMI stuff and all that, so it's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's say the year. So that's pretty. But overall, it looks really nice. Of course, it's got the HDMI output right there, and then the DC port right there, and then of course the controllers can go right there. I don't think you can add. I don't think you can put the SNES controllers on there because even though the design's similar, I don't think you can do that. And then of course you got the power button and your reset button, so that's pretty cool. Overall, I like it. I really do. I really like having the system. For someone that grew up on the NES back in the day, it's like a nice little idea that they came up with here. So overall, it's really cool. Of course, like I say, you got all the connections here. You got the controller, the HDMI cord. Thankfully, I have what's known as an HDMI switcher that allows me to take care of that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. So yeah, that's really all I can show on that one. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to connect this now and probably come back with a bit of a follow-up to show you that it works. So take care, guys. Until then.